Greetings from New York, everybody. My name is Peter King Jr., and I am here today with Saint Germain.
Here's what it is. DJ Blaze NYC, Colorworks presents The Mix. It's pretty much a networking function just to get all industry like-minded people in the same vicinity and just to network.
He is a consultant in creating and building new startups, and he is also a creative director for a women's fashion brand. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
For being with us here today.
Yeah.
My first question to you is, what is your favorite thing about yourself?
My passion and thriving to always want to create something. Yeah, I think it's just the fact that I always get inspired to create, whether it be music, startups, or having hands in with that. But it's always looking for a project and how to build it, how to bring it out to mass and have people see it, want to find out more about it.
What's so good about that? Like, what's the enthusiasm about it? Because usually most people would say, oh, well, I'd rather just work for something that's already established
Right.
and safe. But you're taking more of the unconventional route, right? And you're doing things in a more passion-driven way.
Right.
Is there like an underlying reason you think you chose that kind of a path?
To be honest with you, I didn't choose it. It's kind of like, it's like when you go shopping, right? It's like you don't just go out and you buy anything. The thing has to resonate with you. It has to speak to you. It has to kind of call you. You see a piece and you're like, oh, I can see me wearing that. Oh, that has my name on it. So I think it's the same thing when it comes to creating something. I like it especially because it's kind of open in the sense that you have an opportunity to mold and build something as opposed to coming into something where there already is structure. Structure meaning that your role in it, whatever the case is, might be limited, as opposed to where you're starting something where it's limitless, right? Mm-hmm. It's open in terms of what you can do. So I don't know. I just kind of like being able to, come into something that's little to none or just nothing at all and build it. Because then, around that, there's room to create. There's room for, for revisions. There's room to test out and see what works and what doesn't work. So yeah.
I've heard a lot of entrepreneurs, business people talk about the reasons as to why they do things, and I always underline the why, right? So they say, I'm doing something and this is my why. Do you have a specific why or a motor that drives you, like that when you wake up in the morning or when you have certain challenges, that why that makes you go, oh right, I remember this is why I'm doing this?
For me, I don't know. I guess it's all about passion. It's all about the message. It's all about who you are. And what I mean by these things is that we all have a legacy to build. We're all here for a reason. What's the purpose? That's the biggest thing, discovering that. And then from that, because you know that knowledge now, what do you do with it? Some people never discover these things ever. They're just kind of walking around aimless. Other people do, and then now that you know it, it's up to you. Do you follow up and do something about it, or do you just like, okay, cool, and you disregard it? In the respects of being creative, there's such other elements to it. So I think again, it's just that it's finding your passion or how you connect or what connects you, and then just going with it. And I think that's what it is. It's a connection. My first and foremost passion is I'm a music artist. So I've always wanted to build some kind of a platform because...
What kind of genre of music?
I rap, believe it or not.
No way!
I do. Like a lot of people don't know that. Only if you really, really know me, if you're really, really a day one, then you know what I'm about and what I do. Outside of that, you don't. You just know what you see or what whatever. But like only people who know me,
mm-hmm.
like same as the spirit. Like anybody will tell you, like that guy raps.
Are you confident in our world? Like if you look maybe 5-10 years from now, do you think that work-wise, business-wise, things are going to get better? Are you pretty optimistic about the future? Having more people becoming entrepreneurial, continue to create, having a place where everyone can kind of be independent, work for themselves, no longer that employee-employer kind of relationship, but more of an independent market. and people being able to express themselves more creatively, right? Like we have jobs today that we didn't have 15, 20 years ago that just didn't exist.
Job categories are created as we speak. What you're doing now was not a job 100 years ago. There's no such thing as, TV host 100 years ago. That's ridiculous.
When you think about it from your work perspective and what you've done, are you optimistic about the future? Do you think that we're a generation that's going to be creating new things?
We're doing it now. It's already happening.
Yeah.
You have more entrepreneurs by the week. Every other day it's a new idea. It's a new way to patent something that already exists. The ingenuity of that and what comes forth after the ingenuity is just more room for growth, more opportunity. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're in a very good time in terms of creativity, ideas, new projects coming out. Hell, this platform, this is new.
Right.
So There you go. There you have it right there. It's a new opportunity. It's a new spin on something that probably already exists or might not be in the market at all right now. So yeah.
I want to ask you something. Can you rap for us? I'd love to hear something. I really want it.
The game's missing the chess piece. I rest where the best sleep. I finesse beats, move where the dead eat. I prefer to stay quiet, let the lead speak. Pop your top, loose feathers like a red chief. Bird ass nigga, herb ass nigga. I'm action, you all talk, word ass nigga. It's Saint Hot, you wanna know, bird ass nigga. The flow's cash, you little shit turd ass nigga. And the haze so strong that I blur past niggas. Got them screaming, oh God, like some church ass niggas. Purse ass nigga, watch how I burst at niggas. Leave them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What would be one piece of advice you would give an entrepreneur that's starting out?
Believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself. There are always going to be no's, but that shouldn't be a deterrent. That should push you to drive harder, because after those couple of no's, right behind it are the yeses. And when the things get at its craziest or at its worst, so you definitely should push hard, because right behind it, it gets better. Like that's when it's at its peak. But once you get over that, then it's like it's cool. It's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've learned that. I've experienced it.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest thing that's misunderstood in the entrepreneurial business? Like from what we see on Instagram or what we see on videos versus the reality. What's most misunderstood about that industry?
It's the work. It's the work.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that it's easy. A lot of people think that it's overnight. But, because they're probably only seeing like the finished product of it. But you don't see like what it took to get here.
Exactly.
Or the day-to-day, the no's, the rejections, the frustrations, there is no budget, or this person is leaving. Try to wake up, have an idea, and then try to push forth or try to get people to back it or believe in it. I always say that. It's always good to criticize and point fingers from the outside looking in.
And it's easy too.
Right.
Saint-Germain?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you, it was my pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
Ain't long, make the thunder clap, don't provoke me. New nigga, new flow, vicious like Cujo. Cool with pseudo, I'm out. Kudos.